go there.
Can't
I'm
do
gonna say
something
most
best.
everybody go there to see what the deaconess wearing, what the first lady wearing, what Sister Sheila wearing.
You better
Cause
not
you know
forget about
she
that big
said
hat.
she did this. Oh yeah, can't see past the hat. Because this seat taken because some people pay for their seats. Some people be paying for their seats to be in the front row so they could be on camera clapping. You
Yeah.
know. But for me, I've seen behind the scenes and I've seen a little bit. So I'm not gonna say too much bad about the church because it got some good things in it. But for me, I seen a runway, rip the runway at church.
Well, I see the church. I mean, you're right there. There are some good things about the church. Don't get me wrong, but for the most part, I see it more as entertaining because people have gotten so accustomed to want to be entertained and not listen to the message or to the words that will help and assist and make them grow spiritually or internally and not externally. And so I mean, that would be aggravating to me whatsoever.
That,
This yeah, I think you got a cold or something, or
That's him. Let me play devil's advocate real quick. Let me make it real interesting. I know Baker about to say something like this.
Yeah,
what about
I know. It's boiling in
like,
him.
Yeah, he gonna be like, but you want us to go back to this? Man, it's boring. I'm not into telling me I'm halfway falling asleep in church. That's what a lot of this generation not going like. So you want me to go back that way? And I'm like barely paying attention. Like I actually am more awake. When it is like a concert, I mean, what's wrong with the flash?
Well, if you're looking at it in that fashion, in my opinion, that means you going to the church for the wrong reason. You're going for the entertainment and not for the message.
But I can go there and enjoy myself and get the word.
That's just the same thing. You'll go to a concert and you enjoy yourself, but you won't pay attention when you're in the classroom when it's something that you really need to educate yourself and better yourself, right?
I can't agree. I'm playing devil's advocate.
We going to get the latest gospel.
I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm still getting my messages though. So what are you talking about?
So I just think they have been the people, and where the church is failing the people, and the biggest responsibility and accountability falls on the pastor. In my opinion, according to what I understand and what I've read in the scripture, they are held more on a higher level and standards because they are representing God, leading his sheep. I know Baker can correct me if I'm wrong. Am I right or am I wrong?
Good evening, but here's my issue.
Say good evening. Here's my issue.
He already started like his church folks. You hear that?
Because what we do, and I'm not here to defend any side, but to speak facts, what I consider.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Queen said something, and here now let me make this point because y'all gonna cut me off or y'all gonna do something.
No, we ain't gonna do that.
Signal is bad. And,
come on, brother,
and all
you got
this other stuff that people they do on me to me, and I ain't talking just this show, many shows. I know the game. I may be old, but I ain't cold. And Queen, I'm hot
right here.
I'm hotter than a pot of chili.
Why, Baker?
This
Huh?
made
you shouldn't ask that question.
Why you do that?
No, why did you ask that question?
Well, you'd have made me mess up this camera.
So
okay, here's the thing. No, it ain't so. I'm old, Doc. Take your time with me. Okay,
that's what you tell me.
Now preaching. Y'all talking about Queen talking about it's a runway. Now hear this very clear. It's a runway. It's a pageant show. And if the pageant show was not in the church, you wouldn't show up. Now let me handle my business. Don't go to cut. No,
you're right. You're right. Talk, Doc. Talk.
Let me talk, Joshing.
Go, talk, Doc.
I'm not ready to strip.
Well, let me
wait. Whoa.
close my eyes.
Wait a minute now.
Hey.
Put some music
Wait a
on.
minute.
No, and if
Don't put no music. I know the big turn this fool.
let me tell you
What you
this: if the show wasn't in the church, you wouldn't go.
See, that's what I'm
Now
talking
listen
about.
to me. Understand?
I'm gonna
Listen to
use
me
his
clear.
words. Bullshiggity.
That's right, bullshit. No, because what we don't understand, and let me tell you something. I ain't against it. I ain't for it. But I have to say this to make y'all black people understand. Now, I got lights like it's 7 o'clock here, and I get tired of telling people. Somebody just asked me, man, what's with the shades? I almost said the N-word, but Nigerian ninja.
Ninja.
I can't see these big screens because the light is too bright. Now, if you got a problem with it, go on to some other show. And your mama said, okay, now, here's the issue. And people don't like to face this issue, Doc.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not condemning what Spontaneous say. Her point is valid.
Mm-hmm.
It's a runway. Look, when you get up in the morning on Sunday to go to church,
Mm-hmm.
if the woman or the man is not doing this, then there is no resurrection. They're looking in the mirror and they looking and they turning and they watching how much spray they put on to smell good. You know you're going to a pageantry, a
You
show.
want them going up there smell funky then? No.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just saying how I didn't smell some of them stinking. There's some stinky people. Don't mess with me. There's some stinky people in the church.
Yeah,
And I'm
Lord.
sensitive to smells. All them colognes get to running together and all of them stink. You can't tell
Mhm.
which one is
Chemical
which.
reaction.
But let me handle what Queen said. If you go, what's Queen? Now I'm talking to Queen. Y'all got to let me question that. I got to understand.
Oh,
Queen.
Lord.
What
Yes,
is the
Baker.
number? If you can't think of it, just say something. What is the hot R&B rap, whatever you want to call it today? Do you know? Now that's to Queen, not to Chris, not to Yashin.
Can you
ain't got
expand
no
on
name.
that? The genre,
No,
artist.
no. Just tell me what's the hot music industry. You know what I'm saying? You ought to know.
It's hip hop, R&B.
Give me a name of somebody. I'm trying to help you.
Let's say Beyonce.
Oh, that's trash. I thought you were gonna say something else. Okay. Listen, she don't draw a crowd. Now let me just throw it like for me, for old school. And I ain't promoting nothing, but let's just say, for example, Ron Isley is coming to town.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Then you're gonna have people my age and upward who want to tap in and go see Ron Isley because we can relate and we know what's going to happen. Now, there's going to be a show, but it ain't going to be like if you would go to, I'm trying to think, I don't know none of these old, I thought Queen was going to be helpful. Let me go to Chris. Chris, give me one of the hottest rappers right now.
Just say
Well,
Sexy.
No, all you do.
Oh, hell no.
Go ahead, Chris.
Lamar. Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar. Okay. Now, if you say Kendrick Lamar is coming to town, you're going to attract a certain crowd of people. If you say Ron Isley is coming, the difference in the crowd is going to be Ron Isley is going to be people who's coming in, sip a little wine, have a good time. Kendrick Lamar,
Right.
I don't know him like this, but you're going to have guns drawn and everything. People shoot. All right, my point is when you go to church, most of you unchurched folks, you pick a church where the happenings is. You pick a church where there's lips and fingertips. Who that Negro talking?
Roy.
I think he making fun of he agreeing with you, but it's how you saying it.
you gotta let me know, because I talk some crap about your mom and daddy. You gotta tell me.
Thank God he ain't got the cup.
If you're an enemy, then let me know. But I think I like him. He was all before.
Oh, well, he's saying nothing wrong with going out looking your best.
Well, here's the issue. Is I'm trying to address Queen's issue. Tap in. Dad, I love you, H-Town. Forget about that.
I knew he was going to do that.
Money bag, yo. Yeah, there it is. Let me talk about that. Now, I can't, I'm not the producer. And Jashim, that handsome Negro with the headset on his head, y'all challenge him. that man there today. Now I ain't gonna talk. Let me be grateful. That's my brother from another mother. We talk every day just about, and we gonna get on to that. I know this the church because you said this here. We're gonna talk about. Me and him had some meetings this week with these. I don't want to talk bad yet because we got too many important people coming on, but politicians. And he may play a video of me when he did. But listen.
Well, let me put this. Your baby, H-Town, made the statement, why did you have to name a man women? And basically, I guess that's what she said.
Well, that's a different story. Now, we get a show we do called After Dark. And she's not permitted to be in there. She know why. let me finish handling spontaneous people so we can stay topical and understand. When you go to church, I know you're going for Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
But every now and then, you're going to hear that word, and I get it. But listen, you can't beat me believing God.
Mm-hmm.
But every now and then, I need to be able to lay my eyes on some flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Some lips and some fingertips.
Yeah.
And in order for me to be attracted to that, I can't go in looking and smelling any kind of way. You say it was a runway. That's what you said.
Yeah,
and I get it. Kendrick Lamar.
And I'm glad some of these comments. Kendrick Lamar, he's a poet and political too. So
somebody got to read these comments. Okay, that's what I'm talking. Now, name a song, Chris? I don't know the man's song. I know he started with 5. The astronaut.
Hey, which one? Be Humble is one of them, and of course, what's popular is hitting is Not Like Us.
Not like us when he made the.
Is that the same fella here from Houston?
No.
I'm gonna get to that hot rapping stuff.
Yeah, women are hot right now. Male rappers are not.
Wait a minute now. Hold up. Wait a minute. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone right now. I'm gonna let
what about Boss Man?
Let me address this issue to Queen before I give her my
Kendrick Lamar about to be performing the Super Bowl, but I'm gonna leave that alone.
Oh Lord, Baker.
Before I give you my with church, and I want you to understand this here, and people miss this. Now listen. I think it was Jashim said something. The church going bad. Now, no, correct. Now, I know you and stuff. And every time I go there, you like that stuff. That's whipping cream for preachers. Let me tell you how it works. I'm an insider.
Yeah,
I'm an insider.
Yeah, please explain that to me.
Now, y'all work with me. I'm tired of dealing with your Negroids, okay? I'm dealing with 3 devices, hold tight. You say you talk about and all this old foolishness. Y'all don't like that. And if the preacher don't have on a nice suit, let me button up my shirt here before I attempt something. There you go, Baker. Boy, I look good. Damn. I mean,
you said how you meant it.
The church problem is this, and y'all don't want to face it. It's this here. It ain't the preacher who causes the problem, but it's the members who come to the church that cause the problem. Put the blame where it goes. Because if you had a problem with your church, you wouldn't be showing up giving your money. And you show up every week. Now, look, you don't stop going to your doctor because he misdiagnosed you.
That's true.
Hold on.
You don't stop going to your doctor and you sitting up there, opening up yourself wide, and he digging all up in you, and then you feel some type of way. You still show back up. Talk, Baker.
Yep.
The preacher make a mistake. You want to pack your bags and leave and go to another doctor and go to another church, and just because you don't know what's going on.
Hit the road, Jack.
Don't turn it back. You go to another church, when you find out that preacher's just as dirty as the one you left, and I always say it's mess everywhere, so it's better to know mess you know about than go try to figure out some new mess. Talk, Baker.
That's
true.
Now, listen, don't get the two mixed up. I think Chris said this or somebody, I don't know. There's a difference, people, in preaching, and there's a difference in teaching.
Mm-hmm.
And teaching and preaching are two different things. So this is where the church get mixed up, because some people go there for the preaching, and some go for the teaching. There's a difference. And here's what happens.
Some go there for the hoes. Not playing.
Well, the hoes gonna be everywhere. They're everywhere. In the grocery store and everywhere. But here's what preaching is. Preaching is just a format by which the preacher convey his message or message. It's like a pimp to a hoe. Talk, Baker. It's persuading.
Not like you reading documents.
Now you got to repeat that. It's like what again? From what to
You
what?
just want to try. You trying to get me in trouble, man. We got these politicians coming on, and they run before we get them, because we gonna get them. You know what we dealt with today? We gonna get them. Preaching is like a pimp talking to his he makes all these promises. It's not that they're empty promises. You get it?
Oh well, we have a disagreement here.
Huh? Okay,
Yes.
he can't fulfill.
Well, somebody's saying something different. It's saying bullshit. They saying people want to live.
Well, y'all won't let me finish to explain the bullshit. And y'all interrupt me. So I'm telling you the difference in preaching and teaching. So when you preach, the word preaching is simply a form of persuasion. Teaching rearranges the man's heart and his soul. But preaching is just general. Snoop Dogg, bark, roof, whatever his name. He's a preacher. No, he's a preacher. And most rappers tell you they are preacher because they are. They are persuading you. Okay? Teaching.
They don't call the game.
Teaching make you want to walk right. Teaching make you want to talk right. Teaching make you want to do right. So when you go to the church and you look for entertainment, you get what you pay for with your $20 in the offering and think you're going to run the church. That's another game.
Shit.
Now, the dominant culture, and I know they don't exist, but the dominant culture look at church like this. They are quiet, but they write big checks.
They do.
And you colored people come to church and drop in $20 in the offering, march up there with your Louis Vuitton, your high heel stripper shoe, and your big old beautiful eyeglasses, and you want
an inch and a half, 1.5 inch or 2 inch heel.
Yeah, and you stumbling and you want to come
into an African church. They be dancing up there. They be dancing.
It's the people going to the church that's the problem. And so remember, there's a difference. Somebody asked you a question on the other. Don't worry about my blue wristband. I'm not gonna take it off unless you take your stuff off. Now, don't say
devil's advocate, but like, what about look? We bring the attention in. Why not leverage it? Like, I bring in more of an audience. Why can't you just like we work together?
No, I don't. Look.
Now, let me. Now, I want to show this.
I gotta be a devil's advocate.
Let me. I want to share this screen, right? And when I share this screen, I want y'all to give me the feedback. I know Baker. I know how he gonna respond.
Throwing me under the bus.
No. I know you're gonna see my point, but you also gonna have a point.
You can't have an opinion about spontaneous.
Here we go.
Able to make all grace abound to
Be careful now, Doc.
that you always having all sufficiency in all things may abound to every good work. Can I get a witness? That's why. But about preaching at one of the brothers' churches, When the bishop and God, I said the Lord. Well, you ain't hearing me, then I'll go over here a while. And the Lord.
No, he doing the James Brown.
No, he's doing
No
what you need to
rhythm
do.
at
God
all.
is able. Oh, she just takes off. Look at the white people. And God is able. It's called hooping. And God is able. I said the Lord. I said it able. He's gonna make it.
So Joshine,
Mm-hmm.
now, if you're gonna play that, then people need to understand the context by what he said. He said a word that most of y'all didn't hear, and it was created, and it was formed, and it was articulated through our culture. He used the word hooping.
Yep.
That's what he
He
said.
did.
Now, hooping is equivalent to, now I don't eat it. I may eat about this much of it. But you ever had some apple pie? Not
Mhm.
apple pie. What's that other pie?
Sweet
That
potato
people
pie.
do at Thanksgiving time. I don't know
Oh,
the difference between
sweet potato pie.
Well, one of, and they put that little whipped cream.
Mm.
Now, eating the pie in itself is probably good enough. But if you add the whipping cream, it's extra. If you understand the delivery of the preacher, the black culture message, all right, we're going to get to you politicians, pimps, and preachers in a second. It's like if you go and you eat, I don't get it, but people eat the steak, mashed potatoes, and they're going to have some rice. Now, why you need them two starches? But the extra, that's the climax. Don't let me talk about the climax. Spontaneous talk.
Oh hell no! Oh hell no! Run!
Well,
No, let me handle this thing, man. Let me whip this thing.
well,
The
you know.
climax, if you're gonna be intimate with somebody, you ain't just coming through the gate, rough riding. You anticipated something explosive. You don't want to be quiet and do me like that.
Well, you know,
if that's the case, man become of no use to a woman.
Okay.
So you want that the climax of the message. That's when you see him, and the Lord. That's the climax for the preacher. Just look, this finna make everything go
well, we about to bring somebody in.
Well, no,
hold on,
Doc. You can't just cut to him. Let me tell you about
No, I'm just letting you know we're bringing someone in.
Don't worry, I ain't worried about it. I'm sick of niggas anyway. Okay? Not make pride wait. But the climax is like this. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, see, that's why I tell you I'm an old man. When I got something to say, y'all get a room for the old man and you make me forget. So I'm trying to get to this climax part, Doc, and you cut me off. And I'm going to watch Trump if you're going to do that. But the climax, he's anticipating that. Okay, some explosion to happen. And at the end of the day, if the preacher, it's like this. This was going to make this show go off the change. Mm-hmm. We already off the change anyway. They're scared of us. It's this. Oh, yeah, we know Khalid. I thought he was somebody new. He's old school. He's been with. So the climax of the message has to be equivalent or satisfying to the members. The preacher gets up there. He enters the pulpit. Talk, Baker.
Oh,
he enters. You enter them women, okay? And they're anticipating this climax. And the church becomes a stage by which we are entertained and we like it. So here's the issue, is this here. It goes like this. If you ain't making her holler, she ain't showing back up.
Oh, you ain't making that dollar. Huh?
No, I didn't say nothing about no dollar.
He went there.
Holler. And when these women, because women run the church.
Yeah.
And if you don't get this and understand that when they show up at that church on Sunday morning, because they write the checkbooks and they control the money, do your research. And if you don't make them happy. So I say to people, it's just like a woman. Y'all know Y'all don't like that hallelujah and all that. So I get it. But do you not understand this here? You just don't know when to get happy. And you got to tell me, and I tell them like this here. We started together. The women, you got to tell them. And tell them we started together. We got to finish together. So if you don't climax when I'm hollering, that's your fault.
Oh, somebody got here.
Damn, that was aggressive ass.
H-Town says, you know, church is full of shit and political too. They endorse politicians. What you gotta say? I kind of mentioned that earlier. That is more. It seems like it's more entertaining getting into that era.
Well, what you want your church to be? What you want us to be? What you want the church to be?
Like the army.
You want to go to church? Listen, I don't care what nobody says. What he said?
Queen said, "Be like the army."
Most of us, anytime we don't use the church until we need, we want the church when it's time to bury and marry somebody. I can't tell you how many weddings I did this year so far, and I ain't never met the people, know them or anything. But we need the preacher for something.
Nice.
Now let's talk. We ought to talk about what has destroyed the church. He sound like Sexy Chocolate. Well, I don't sound like it, but I can become Sexy Chocolate. Now you need to come to our After Dark show.
Coming to America.
So Chris is probably the younger among us.
Yeah, he's still a baby.
Okay, so Chris. Now I'm not gonna what church you go to? What's your pastor name?
God.
Oh man.
Oh man.
No, I'm be ignorant on here.
What church you go to?
What's the?
No, you don't know. Because people know their pastor like they know their left foot from their right foot.
Not all the time.
Man, come on! I ain't going.
I don't know. Now, I have to agree with. Because if you know your church, you know your pastor. Now you may not have a close relationship.
What we supposed to do with you if you die?
I put it like this.
Yeah.
Look.
What we supposed to do if you get sick? If you get sick, who you gonna call?
I'm good, but I have seen pastors that pretty much are crooked. No. Let me make this point. I've seen pastors in my past life that are crooked and take over a church for their own self and personal usage, and I've seen that in person. My grandma seen it in person, so like I have my own.
Your grandma was a pastor. Say it again.
No.
No. He said he was saying
I have seen
that
crooked pastors in person usually like run a church completely down to the point where the members.
I've seen hoes who run good men down.
Oh God, he's probably his point. He's missing it. But yeah, I hop on like a Jasim's church with what's the name of yours?
Community of Faith Bible Church.
Community of Faith, and then I look at
the same church.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stream watch it every once in a while, and then I
you
have
others. Tell me that. Hold them up. Wait a minute.
Oh no, yeah, we do because you gonna make you know how you are, baby.
Y'all go to the same church. I ain't never knew where Joshine go to church. Y'all ain't never asked me where I go to church. I go to the one.
You haven't been trying to say it.
Well, now this been years now, and y'all ain't never actually. I don't even mention my church, and I go to one of the most powerful churches in this city. That's known. You guys ain't right.
I don't even mention it.
We ain't talked about it, but he just said y'all go to the same church.
That's because I invited him to my church.
You ain't never invited me.
Because I know you straight, but he was a heathen.
Straight? Wait a minute, I ain't straight.
Wait a minute, we all heathens. And we want to go there. Shoot.
I go to one of the greatest.
Back about the strip right there on camera. We all know. Oh man.
But yeah, I in this conversation, I still stuck on the fact of it seems more entertaining. It's not, and I got what you're saying for as the persuasion and the teaching. It seems like it's more persuading versus the teaching. And I think that's what a lot of people, not all, and so I'm gonna make that statement, not all, but those that are actually wanting to hear a message to be taught and not be used that persuasion that you described. If you got what I mean?
I get what you mean, but it ain't no way to come to Jesus but that way. Jesus used persuasion. And after he listen, he did. If you want to do that, there's a book I have, and I don't want to turn to you because I don't be wanting to say stuff because people think it
I got you.
But there's a book. It's called that Jesus is either Lord, life or something, Lord or lunatic.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know he ain't a lunatic because he got to be Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And Jesus did not ever preach without persuasion.
And no. I get the persuasion. That's why I say I get it. But the persuasion that, from my understanding and from what I read it and the way it's written in the scripture, with the periods and you very rare, or I've never seen an exclamation point in the Bible. He didn't persuade in that way that we're doing, that the preachers are doing now. You see what I mean?
All right. Well, I'm not going to be no Bible theologian. I get the point. But at the end of the day, I tell preachers, when you study the Bible, you got to study the Bible from culture, timing, and back in that day. When he came with a purpose.
Yeah.
Now, how many people would show up at my church if I do this? I tell Doubting Chris, set the people down. And I take, 5 fish and 3 loaves of bread or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, don't worry, Chris. Don't worry. Magic gonna happen. Persuasion. I said, just set the people down. And Chris set them down. And because he's a student, he figured the math doesn't work. You can't take, 5 loaves of bread, 3 fish, and feed the multitude of people. I say, Chris, just set the people down. Mm-hmm. Now, Chris, because he's a follower, he goes and set the people down. In his mind, the math don't work. And when he set the people down, I say, now, Chris, break the bread and pass it down. And as he began to do that, it multiplied. You get it? Mm-hmm. That's persuasion. When Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead, everybody became believers. Why Mary and Martha? There's an issue with the church. Well, why do y'all go to that church off 59 in Houston, and it got hit with the storm, and that boy that shows up looking like whatever, and he needed $4 million. What's the name of that church? I don't know.
Oh, you talking about Lakewood?
Oh, all right. Yeah. See, you out of loop, Joshine. Bingo. I just didn't want to say the name.
The Lighthouse.
I just don't say nobody's name. See, Queen can do that. Now, ain't nobody running, okay? You running over there, putting your money into a plate, paying the church light bill, what you should do, but you can't get your lights turned back on. And you go to all these other third parties. I didn't know this happened nowadays. They got so many different kind of light companies. You pay as you go. What kind of foolishness is that? You don't know if the lights were cut off because you didn't pay your bill or because you didn't pay your bill.
Well, didn't that fall into that conversation, in regards to the situation here in Texas with what's that, Bishop Hillard Fourth?
Well, that people on this platform, and you got young people, you got Chris, and you got Spontaneous. I need to text you this address. And you got Spontaneous. Now, we talk about the church people as entertainment. Now, where did Khalid go? We talk about the church as entertainment, but one thing y'all
had a bad signal.
One thing y'all won't do is this. And Joshim, I told him this today. I told him this last week. I told him this last month. I told him this the early part of the year. People tune into this show for information, inspiration. You get it, Queen? And I told them today, I said, man, they showing up on this platform because what they like is entertainment.
Yeah.
You
That's
get
what I was saying
money.
earlier. Like,
And you go, there you go, Chris.
So therefore, if you're listening and watching, make sure you like, subscribe to this show.
Well, I tell you a secret. Like, subscribe. The mindset of people is, remember that song, Show and Tell? That's the game I play.
Yeah.
That's old school stuff. That ain't Kendrick
Yeah.
Lamar.
Yeah, that
You
ain't
got
Chris
to
age.
put the Googleation thing up. I see it's dive in. I don't know what diving in is, but I feel some type of way tonight. Queen, are you ready to dive? Now
look on
y'all
her
see
face,
that?
though.
He said, "You ready to
You
die?"
heard me. You heard
The look on their
Oh
face.
hell no! Wait a minute,
Listen
I'm gonna get my
again.
stomach here.
Let that do that again. Y'all right up. I kind of like that kind of stuff.
So Justin, let me do this stuff. So here's another thing that I think a lot of people
Oh,
don't
my
want to say
God.
out loud, but I will say on his mic is like we have a trend where anytime you mention man in any kind of sentence, and especially political or in the church, people are easily offended. So I want to bring this to attention, especially right now on this podcast, because we're talking about church falling apart and much more. And we had our old traditions and much more. But nowadays, if you even mention man anywhere in that kind of sentence, half is like automatically split divided. Oh, why it gotta be a man? Why this? The man is not this. Like, we were not thinking or acting like that in the past, but nowadays it's like it's a trigger to a lot of people. And I don't know if it's because of their past trauma or something they got going on personal or something like that. But I think that's something we need to bring to light because it's part of the good discussion that nobody wants to talk about.
Well, we have someone
Chris.
saying that God should be powerful, not the church. And you must.
Now,
I agree with that, but that doesn't address what I was asking.
Bring that woman in. We know her.
Huh?
I ain't saying that like.
I said,
that
but it doesn't
woman get in
address what I was
and say her-
asking though.
her
Like, why do we
comment.
have an issue? Why do we have an
Because-
issue anytime you mention man in a sentence, especially in a church?
Well, Chris, I'm not here to defend the church. I'm not here to bash the church. At the end of the day, I'm trying to. My job, I think it is. And I don't know. I'm beginning to question is to bring some kind of independent review of every issue we have on this show.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Joshine, can you send H-Town and see if she dressed properly to come on? Because there's an issue that I take with her comment. Not just that one, but I mean the other. But here's one thing, Chris. You got to understand. I don't care how we talk to impress people on this show. All of us like a little ratchetness.
Yeah.
I can agree with
And
that.
if you go into church, so if you're really trying to find God and get to Jesus, then stay your good self at home by yourself. Now,
That's why I
y'all
brought
doing
it
all this streaming online, that's another show. Now, put that woman on and see if she naked and not ashamed.
Oh my God. No, you want that.
No,
But that's why
I can't go into detail because I'm on the show that I don't like to publicize certain things. But Joshine, while he's doing that, I like to say to him for taking out his time. That man drove 2 hours to meet with me and a politician. What's the name of the restaurant, man? Do you remember?
Boys.
Okay, well, don't say that too loud.
Oh, you asked me. I didn't give it to you.
I told him, and
It's
there was
recorded too,
signs.
so I
Now,
don't know.
keep in mind, it's signs wrapped around, and I'm not exaggerating, of political signs. And I think he got a video. But here's my thing: it's like the church. Y'all ain't saying nothing about these politicians like Trump and Harris. The difference is a little lesser evil. Either you stay your aspiration at home, or you come to church with your shift.
That's true.
Your shirts.
Mm-hmm.
You get
Are
it?
you basically saying the
Yeah.
politicians are pimping the church? Is that what you're saying?
Chris, you got it.
Pimping.
It's a platform by which they convey their message. And the preachers on Sunday morning, especially in our community, are the most powerful voice it is in each and every city.
And you know that because that like our culture has pretty much told us that is the way. Well,
That lady said,
it's like
I'm part of the Vatican. Now, it looks like it. But y'all won't let me because you're not right on the show. I'm still puzzled by y'all church business. That y'all two go to church together. It sounds like a conspiracy.
There ain't no conspiracy, brother.
Where you go to church at? Don't tell me you go where they go.
oh God.
I go to your church, Baker.
No, you don't. No, you don't. The devil is
You
a
gotta
lie.
get this man right.
Baker said the
I
devil
need
is a
you
lie.
to come to church, and I need tonight. We got service tonight, and I need you to come tonight and throw everything you got to the Lord.
Will there be an offering?
Yes, it will be,
You already know.
and I will be offering up myself unto you.
See, I knew it. I
Okay.
knew it. And then you want to talk
Set the
about
offering
us.
up first.
You want to hear a good joke that's
He
clean?
gonna set himself up first.
There it is. There was a lady, and she went visit this church, and the preacher said, told her that this is a give everything you got to the Lord's service, special Sunday. And she took her hat off and threw her hat and said, "Get this to the Lord." And she took off her necklace and she said, "Get this to the Lord." She threw that Gucci purse and said, "Get this to the Lord." She sat there and opened the legs. "Get this to the Lord." The preacher said, "No, get that to me."
Hell no.
Well, what I'm trying to say is y'all trying to make the church look bad when y'all bad.
No, I don't
Good.
think I'm not. That's not the purpose. In
What
the
church
topic.
do you go to, man? The woman ain't answer the question. Y'all slick on this.
Oh, okay.
I told you
okay,
I go to your church, man.
Well,
You
come
didn't
to
see
church
me?
tonight. You don't watch
You
out.
didn't see me last week at church on Sunday.
I don't have church in the day. I have it at night.
Oh God.
Well, I go to the day service.
I don't have a day
Nah.
service.
I'm not about to play with y'all right now.
Now, understand something. When last time you paid your tithes?
I pay it every month.
Mom. Watch out there now. Now you got to stop it because I can't read that quick. Joshim should be. Hey, Joshim.
Hey, this H-Town says the same reason why people go to the Google, I guess the what?
I get what she's
Joel
saying.
Osteen Church. You judge your people harder than the third parties.
Well, okay. Can you
Okay,
get
so
the lady
let me-
on?
I sent the link to the and just waiting for the clicking and just jump on.
I'm glad you
Tell
made
my
that comment.
church.
Let me say this though. So a lot of people do go to like non-denominational churches just for that, because I guess just because like certain like Baptists or
What
like
is
they don't want to go.
non-denominational, Chris?
Well, pretty much you're not like locked into, in better words, mixed all together. There
I
isn't
don't
no
believe in
like
that.
preference.
That's non-denominational. Non, not
he's-
included. Denominational is the numbers. Mean you ain't
I
counted
get
in the
you.
numbers.
I get you, Baker. You have your point, but I'm saying like a lot of people have said this a lot. Like they come from like Baptist or any other like Pacific church to go non-denominational because they feel like they got judged. So they go to these guys kind of churches. There's Osteen and there's so many much more. Even like I forgot the name of the church that was near my college. They're the same way with the students, and they have a lot of high attendance with college students because they don't want to be judged.
They go to Lakewood because of what?
He missed everything.
I heard something. I'm trying to make you think is that most people
I
go
said
to Lakewood.
people. I didn't just say Lakewood. I said people who came from churches like Baptist go to non-denominational churches like Lakewood and many more because there's
Okay, Lakewood.
church. Wait. There's churches other than that that's close to my college that students go to because they are sick and tired of being judged. They feel more at home in those kind of church environments.
I'm with you. I agree with you. So if I was a man of a lot of transgression, Lakewood would be a good place for me to hide. And most people don't go to churches nowadays where you got 12 members because your sins are easily revealed.
Right.
I can fall into the number of Lakewood Church and that fella gonna get up and say, God love you. And got that fake frown, all that pretty hair. If I had that much money, I'd get some hair too. I get the point.
I'm done.
I get it.
I'm done.
And most of you colored people, now we got to be, Chris, I'm trying to behave tonight. Have I messed up?
When have you behaved?
Okay, because now we can't be going totally ratchet because we got to get these folks on. These politicians. and we don't want to scare them.
Matter of fact, I'm glad you said that, Baker.
Here he come, Chris.
This is what we're gonna. Hey, let's pause for a short break and come back to this hot topic of churches are more about entertainment than God. They are failing.
Fort Bend County, Texas. If you want to know who to vote for in November, you need to tune in to In the Trenches broadcast. So you need to know, do you vote for her or do you vote for him? We're going to let you know who's the best candidate for Fort Bend County tax assessor. This is an important decision. You need to make it your choice to be on.
All right, well, we're back. We're back with the hot topic. Churches are more about entertainment than God. And, you know, Dr. Baker was going to give us some more inside scoop, since if you don't know, if you listen to watching, if you don't know, Dr. Baker has 30 plus years as a minister, a pastor, and of course, we say doctor because there's a reason why he's called doctor.
Well, listen, again, Chris, you know, we went fishing. Chris, you came. Now, I don't know where it was Queen. Queen was being the queen, okay? But I do not take it for granted of people time, privilege, and that when you have access to people. And the host of the show drove so far. And I don't want to go back. And he know what I'm talking about. Because we've talked to some politicians, and we're going to get them on here because they play a very important role in this church business. And I don't have time to explain it. It becomes when you're applying for nonprofit, they can wave the magic wand. A lot of people do not understand is this. You want to talk about the church, but you better talk about how you voting and for these politicians. Now,
yeah, I agree.
Notice when we ran this ad, we did not say when, but they're coming one this month or something. It's the anticipation of the audience. It's like coming to church. Mm-hmm. You get it? Now I know Chris is probably saying, and Queen, when they coming? And both of y'all travel and move in and out of the county. Fort Bend County is one of the fastest growing counties in the United States. Okay? Mm-hmm. And it's very important who you vote for in this coming up election as a tax assessor, because you got Lil Ray, and you know you got to look for what school is good for Lil Ray. But we got politicians coming on, which plays a very crucial role.
Well, let me ask you this, because I saw a video of a pastor, right? And this pastor was...
Is it the same pimp that you showed us earlier, that white pimp?
No, it's another one. Well, this individual pastor basically was saying that they believe that pastors should not be in the role of being political. They should be able to separate the two and when they vote, they should be based on what is righteousness.
I don't know.
But at the same time, vote that's on the level of righteousness the way God has or God dictates and says, and not vote in the other manner, but also keep in mind their job and their duty is to deliver the word of God and not be political in this situation. What's your take on it?
Was Jesus political?
Some say yes, some say no.
No, it ain't what some say. It's what the Bible say.
I'm gonna be a
And
devil's
Jesus-
advocate when you get done.
Jesus was tied to the politicians,
Mhm.
and he had to discredit them when he went through the temple, turning over the tables.
Yeah.
He told you, all right, the money changers. That's what they call it. The
Yeah.
money changers.
Mhm.
He came against them. It was the religious folks and the spiritual folks who condemned technically Jesus to death.
And after that, I have to
The
say that
sinners wasn't the problem. It was the politicians and the preachers in the synagogue. You get it? And what
And
we have
after
to
that-
understand is the facts that I get it, people.
Well, that to me, from what you just said, to me, that just tells me I need to be extremely cautious when I'm dealing with the politicians as well as the preachers. If
Well,
they,
why would you lack the luster on one versus the other?
okay,
Nah,
so I got to push this in that because this is very controversial. Because if you don't say that, then what was Martin Luther King doing? If you say he can't be in politics, I mean, just
There you
I
go.
mean, if you're gonna
Had a
throw that
dream.
argument,
And most
I
of
mean,
the
you might as well put that
the
into
reason why I asked that question, because when he said that pastors should be able to separate it when they're preaching, but when they doing something that's their civic duty, they still have to keep in mind of doing what's right or righteousness, because they still a leader, in God. That's what he was saying. He wasn't saying in the manner of what you might dictate. That's the way I took it.
Why do y'all don't criticize? Now let me get Chris, and let me get spontaneous, and the people in the audience, since y'all so religious.
No, I ain't really. I'm
No,
just asking questions.
I'm not condemning you, brother. I'm
just asking questions.
Validation to what we said. Then why not we condemn Jesus? Because Jesus said, "Did not I choose 12 of y'all, and one of y'all the devil?" Did he not know what he was doing? Do you understand? He said, "Did not I chose 12?"
Mm-hmm.
He knew what he was doing. He said, "But one of y'all is the devil."
Yeah, gonna betray him.
Okay, the church has betrayed us, but we still go. Cause we kind of like Chris. We like the. All right, it's like going. It's like
say it back.
Going to the strip
Say it
club,
back.
and if
There you
she
go. There you go.
fine,
There you
gonna
go.
Throw the money, but if she ain't, you ain't gonna get no money. Y'all know what they call that? There you go, Queen. It's raining in here, okay?
And then
And if you look up to now, the host is so clean at what he does, and he creates such ambiguity as to what he believed. Now, watch what he did. He pulled up a vanilla ice cream in the church, and he shows us this picture of a vanilla man who learned the style from us.
Mhm.
And all you good chocolate folks run over, "Oh, yeah, he got it." No, he ain't got nothing. And he's worth over 70 plus millions of dollars. Now, the host of the show, skirted by, we talk about these politicians who is important to vote, and they collect a lot of money, but y'all don't say nothing about that when you go out and vote. You just go vote. And most of you colored chocolate people, y'all chocolate people vote, listen, y'all vote color and not conviction.
Yeah.
And Harris
I
don't
agree.
know none of y'all, and y'all don't know her.
Well, they said she's supposed to be at some black
That don't make
event
her
coming
black.
up.
If I go to the KKK rally, it don't make me right or white.
Oh God. Here we
I
go.
may do better. I may do better at a KKK rally.
What about the preachers or pastors going to the Diddy parties?
What I don't know about that because I ain't witnessed that. I get where you're going.
I don't know. I saw that.
I would like to go to a Diddy party.
See.
Take
I
that.
just like
Take
to
that.
see. Now, if I see something that I don't agree with, I may go to the way. But if I see 2 biscuits, biscuits, you fry them and you get 2 and make a little sandwich or cutter.
You got hungry? I'm not about to play with him.
But the thing about it is, before you make a sandwich, you gotta have the meat between the sandwich.
I ain't putting no
Y'all some food.
no meat.
Y'all ain't got no
Don't need
sense.
to
We
be.
went there. Let me guess,
Now,
you gonna
Queen,
put
talk
gravy in
to
there
me,
too?
Queen.
What about the gravy?
Mayo.
Well, the gravy is later. That's the whooping cream on preaching. That's the Queen.
Yes, Baker.
I see we gonna get these people now. They gonna run, Now we got. I ain't gonna say the company name, but Joshim heard it for himself and no. This gentleman, he's a producer, big time in the in the media business.
Yeah.
He's in one of the. I ain't gonna call their name. One of the top media sources. Tower next door to him, but he's a friend of mine, and he's well equipped. He knows how to handle his business. And he just happened to watch us and found us. And I find that hard to believe.
He's probably watching and listening now.
He watching. You don't just find us. And we don't just show up in your stream. You got to do some kind of stuff. Not don't stop.
Okay, so let me put this in there.
There it is.
So with that
What you want me to get? I get it. Now, here's the issue. It becomes this. I know where we want to go, and I know what we're trying to get. I know where this train is supposed to stop at what station, and I know where this plane is supposed to land. But at some point, we become confused to where we really want to land.
Yeah.
Now, I became kind of filled with just a little bit of complexity. This week, I went to Dallas and back, and went to Dallas and back. And when I sat down twice, I was sitting on the phone, and people don't know that I can be talking until y'all see this camera, but you don't know. Because I'm not obligated to reveal to Joshim in a sense, I'll say, man, I'm in Dallas. I'm on my way back. I don't have to reveal that to you. My job is to do what I'm supposed to do. Most time when we go to church, now look, the man is texting me while we talking. I ain't gonna do it. Send him what he want. Too late. You should ask that question earlier today. Go to the show. But it's not my obligation to reveal to you every move I make. And people get disgruntled and disgusted with the church because they don't know what move we're going to make. I'll tell you an insider's secret for preachers. The average preacher don't tell you if he ain't gonna be there on Sunday morning. Because if he tell you, if he make an announcement, I'm gonna be out of town this Sunday. Yeah, they ain't
Thugging with my rounds.
thugging with my rounds.
All right. So let me bring this into into the discussion as well. So what I'm gathering from what we're all talking about is the word that constantly is made is judgment, judgment, judgment. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is we are so quick to judge the pastor, the fellow Christians and all that and much more. But when it comes to, okay, we judging everybody else, but nobody wants to take accountability and look at judgment on themselves. And I find that is one of the biggest issues, quick to judge others, but not judge themselves. And it's this back and forth thing because let's not lie. The church is a place of healing. We know everything goes in there to heal. So constantly people are going there to be healed. And yet we have a problem. I mean, we quick to blast them, but don't want to look ourselves in the mirror and look at our own faults. We are no different than the next person. And like, that's like me saying like, okay, this person did this person or affair, or hey, we can't really even judge like prostitutes, nothing much more. Because at the end of the day, we all have our faults. But we're in a world today where it's like, well, this sin is higher than the other. And it's like judgment, judgment, judgment. And I think that's why the church is falling, because it's like the entertainment. And now we're judging each other. Or I can't even go to church anymore. When I say that, I'm talking about the people in general, because they're afraid of being judged. It's like, ain't I supposed to be coming into the church house to be healed? But instead, before I even walk through the doors, I'm being judged because of my past actions, and when your actions are no different or worse. I think that's what's really destroying the church, is that. And if we can get past that, we can probably move forward.
Well, Chris, that's so eloquently put. I think you called the church name. What's the name of the church you said?
Community of Faith.
No. He said a big church in Houston. I know the name. I'm just getting Chris.
Are we talking about Lakewood? You gonna throw that?
All right. I understand this here. And you very put that so very well and intelligent. Is I can go into that church on any given Sunday and nobody know who Donald Baker is. It's like the lotto, and I'll make you laugh on that. 90%, 99% when I walk in there, which is not my cup of tea, if I would go, nobody would know.
Mm-hmm.
There's a 1% because how I'm active with the community and people, I know, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I got so many calls this week to people. Yes.
Yeah, that you
and
have.
The question was, did you win that 800,000? I mean 800 million. What's the thing called, man?
Yeah, for the lottery.
Because the reason they said that, and I'm thinking, why me? They say you in Sugarland people. And I'm thinking, huh? I had now watch this, Chris. I had relatives, people, and owners of business call, and I don't know, I just don't get it. And said, did you win? Well, first of all, I wouldn't tell you.
You better not.
And guess
You
what?
better not.
I wouldn't either.
I would run to the hills,
Which comes
and
to
by
my
the
help.
time you would know something has happened. Now, I'll be already in some hills somewhere hiding from fake friends, family, and folks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and somebody said to me this. I'm serious. And I ain't gonna call them. They close to me, they're relative, and they said, "Oh yeah, you didn't won." They said because you used to drink this water, and now you're drinking that water, and this water is for rich folks. And I said, "No, because I get. Want me to tell you why you go if they need to
If it's
pay?
on sale.
Go to the dollar store.
You got that Fiji water?
Fake. I don't like it. It was by
Bougie.
default because it contained what I like in all waters.
Mm-hmm.
But everything shining is not gold, people, and everything shaking his hips is not a woman.
And that is on Baker Collection of shirts on our website.
Oh,
Don't
God.
get no water with no soda, and you can get them at the dollar store. Queen, it's like going to the strip club and paying what you want to pay. Either you're going to pay for the dance, $1, $2, or you're going to pay for the lapper dance.
You said the lapper dance.
You ain't got no sense at all.
Go to the boom boom room.
And then you will wind up paying 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, and you walk out the club, fill in your pocket,
A little empty.
ain't got no gas money.
Don't forget the wings.
The what is it called? Oh, them wings are good. How you know?
How you know, baby?
Well, Chris,
Don't get tongue tied now.
Megan got quiet.
Yeah, don't get tongue tied now.
I've had my shares of ups and downs.
Before he was
I'm pretty
saved.
No, it wasn't before I was saved. While I was saved. I mean, ain't no sense of telling no lie.
Okay.
Because I've been in some devilment, and most of these preachers have, and most of y'all have.
What was
Since
you
you've
doing?
been
You
to Jesus.
Was you laying hands? Was you laying?
I was doing more than
Speaking of laying
that.
hands, what do y'all think about the healing and delivering ministry?
But you don't stop going to church because he stopped laying hands.
I'm just saying, because some people
And
be
most of
laying
y'all go to
hands,
church 'cause
and
y'all
some people
want
be
that
laying
preacher to
hands.
touch you. Y'all want him to touch you. I know what you want. And you go to shivering and jibbling.
Shivering and jibbling. That's a new shirt right there.
At the same time, you
That's
be
a shirt.
wanting to touch. Pastor, pay for these breasts.
Hey, look, Becky, you gotta be careful.
The
Look,
church.
the other one to be fixed, but it
Listen,
busted.
I want to say this with all sincerity because I'm trying to be cool because we got these people coming, and after that we'll go back terrible. The point of the show, the point I want to make is who has corrupted the church is what this title should be of this show. And who has corrupted the church has been y'all. It's just like y'all quote the scripture and they say, and the Bible say, and all have sinned and come short.
Mhm.
But y'all like us to say, and y'all have sinned and come short. No, it's all. And y'all and all have corrupted the church.
Accountability.
Now, if you can't do it, but if you want to stop the church, this man irritates me. Just let me OCD kick in. Shakamish, Michael, he comes on every Saturday. That man irritates me. I just hate to even see him on the show. But it just play. But people understand this here. Y'all have corrupted the church. Now, how much money y'all got for us on Sunday, this coming Sunday?
Good question.
It's quiet at this church.
It is.
Now, Queen, you say you go to what church?
Your church.
I need the tithes and the offering. Who's stealing out the collection plate?
That is a lie.
They be like, oh man,
No, he ain't lying.
I put too much money in last week. Let me go ahead and get that back.
They don't pass the plate no more. When's that time you see them pass the plate in a church?
Yeah, they still do.
Now,
Sometimes
see,
it's
you
buckets
do
or
this.
something else.
In some
The
churches they
ushers.
do.
Some they still do.
Yeah.
They still do.
Yeah, some of
Yeah,
them
they
still
still
do.
do.
You know.
That's them tiny, them small, tiny churches.
Okay.
You know, they still do that.
What? Look, let me tell you a secret. Especially in the black church, you know y'all don't trust the deacon, the preachers, because in the black church you got devilish deacons, mean members, and messy members, and tricky trustees.
Messy church folk.
That's what I'm talking. And they don't trust y'all. So what they do is when they do the cash out, they make y'all come up with the bucket. You got to walk up.
Mhm. I remember
Okay.
those days.
What?
You
No,
got to see
it's
how many
here.
dollars you put in that putting basket.
Now you go over the sunny side where Chris from. Go over to Greensport.
Over there, South Union.
South, what you know
Guns
about that? And you go over there where Queen is at when they had a fake active shooter. I didn't even know that the school exists over there. I didn't even know we had schools in Southwest. And there was an active shooter today,
Damn.
right? I didn't even know they had a shop. Where you could.
You seeing stuff? Oh,
No, I just realized that a friend of mine give me a shirt to put on because I've been ripping and running. I just noticed I don't wear nobody brand. I am a brand.
Look at him.
You trying to play it off? Yeah, no, play.
For real. You don't never see me with no
I don't never see you wearing that.
you don't know. You tell me, Queen.
You were shocked
You-
that
you
horse.
know-
You
You
shot
know
the
the
horse
color
with the-
clothes I wear.
Yeah.
Well, how would she know that? I'll leave that
I'm just
alone.
saying.
Oh God.
Y'all
Open
trying to
up
get
the
me in
door.
trouble with the
By who?
Lord.
Good
By
time.
who?
With
The
the
Lord.
Lord. You know,
What's that fella that was caught
you know
on the
people start calling on the Lord.
This is in the trenches.
Call his name.
This is in the trenches broadcast where we talk about politics, religion,
Government.
government, and we have a voice and we have a platform.
And Sexy Red.
No, Shay, that man that I've been
Oh,
to.
Standing Sharp.
See,
Oh,
I know
God.
y'all know that, but y'all
Yeah.
don't know what
Oh,
church you go to.
Oh God.
Now you get it,
Yeah.
Joshing.
Yeah, I got it.
Now I know we
Oh,
run it over tonight. Anything
Oh,
good
God.
should run over. Your plate run it over. Your cup run it over. That's what y'all
Oh.
tell me. Now
them seats ran
they
up.
ain't say nothing about that. What's his name?
Shannon
He said-
Sharp.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
you know that, but you don't know your church.
I told you what church I go to.
She said she go to your church.
I ain't never know the man exists until all this stuff starts showing up on the Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapback, Get Back, Hold
Not
It
snap
Back.
back, get big holy back. Oh,
And I guess he was hitting it from the back. Don't you run from me.
let me talk.
Told you what type of nigga I was.
Let me,
Don't you run from me. I
Told you what type of nigga I was.
let me talk to you. Let me talk you through it.
What was that? No, you knew. I don't know for sure. You know, coming over here at midnight, what time it was. Don't you come over here just scramble some eggs. There's gonna be some sausage and biscuits.
And
Queen.
Queen. No, I'm playing my
Queen.
Mhm.
Run.
Now I have a question for you. Who is that fella?
What fella?
Don't you run from me.
His name is Shannon. I think ain't that his
Don't
name?
you run from me. Talk to me. Who?
I think so. I
Shannon.
think it's Shannon.
I think he on Club
Shannon
Shay
No,
Sharp.
I don't know. I must have been
Nightcap.
me.
Nightcap.
I ain't faking. I don't know nothing whatsoever about sports.
You about to learn today?
Well, I found out he's a basketball player.
You should say basketball.
No. Just
was
there we
I'm about
go.
to say. I'm about to say.
Well, you sure know a lot. Don't you run from me. Queen, what you
You
say?
know,
What-
I was just doing research. It has popped up in my.
No, you wasn't doing no research. You were doing more than some research.
Yeah, I had to say like.
You know, I like to get
Come
shit
around
stirred
and
up.
tell me.
What was curved up in your career? I saw they. Wait a minute.
So I think it's been great that we spark the interest of people understand the conflicts by which the church has, not has produced, but has. And the church is not, Joshine,
Yes.
look, you want me to tell you the secret to having a clean and a good, wholesome church?
Stay at home. No, I'm like.
There's no clean and wholesome church.
Stay your ass at home.
There you go. There's no such thing. But here becomes the problem. The church is clean until we get there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You get it. There you go.
Need a
Talk to me,
piano.
Chris. Huh? And the issue is the church is a platform for politicians. The church is a voice for politicians. The average church on Sunday morning during election time, which is coming up, which is very crucial and very vital. Don't be discouraged because y'all don't go anyway. But if you show up and you got all these politicians there, I have been to several churches, and I've left while they bringing the politician up only because the politician that's getting up is not of my persuasion. Because I didn't want to hear their voice. Because their voice will not become persuasion to me as much as it will be to the people. And if you stay there in the midst of that stuff, it shows if you have any influence, Queen. If Queen stay there and swing her purse, she'll hang in there and see what the end will be like.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm getting out, because if you have any persuasion in the community, is that, well, Baker was there and he sat there and I left. And it didn't have nothing to do with them being black, being white, but it had to do with conviction. I have never, ever voted and will never vote color line. Now, Joshim had an opportunity to sit down at the table, and a man that's technically not of our persuasion, and he spelled it out without staggering. Am I right?
You're
There's
correct.
a difference, he said. Baker, Joshim, there's a difference in this time. It's not black or white. That's what he said, right?
Yes, yeah, he did say
and
that.
he used a word which I told Joshim is very politically and very politically correct. In certain communities, he used the word brown.
Mm-hmm.
Brown skin, black skin.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see the word black. It's brown in this state.
That's the new bypass.
It ain't new, it's been there. I told Joshim that this town used to be what you call Lily,
Mm-hmm.
It ain't. And I'm not saying where people live or nothing. Chris lives in the area that is completely sort of disconnected, as well as Joshim and Queen and all of us from the inner city. And most people in the inner city is running from the city to the hills, to the woods. And the reason is because they don't want to be connected with what's associated with the community by which we kind of grew up in. You get it?
Mm-hmm.
And the popularity has lost its luster for us who says, when I get out of college, I'm going to the suburbs. When last time you heard suburbs? You don't hear that.
I'm dead, y'all.
Yeah, think about it. You don't hear that. We're fighting, trying to get to people in the suburbs are running from there, trying to get back to the hills from which cometh our help.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to get where Joshim and Chris is. That we want to get away from everybody.
Yeah, I can't stand ignorance and stupid people.
Oh,
But that's gonna always be
a lot of
around.
people.
Yeah.
That's gonna always be around. I went to a fella place. He lives up. I call it. You go up and you go down in the hill. From everybody.
Between the valley.
You got to be lost to get to this person.
Hey, I like that idea.
And they see, if they see anything that don't look bright white, they may put the light out. But I like this topic tonight. Is that the church brings about so much complexity. You get it?
Yeah.
And we got to maneuver through it. Because you can't survive in a sense psychologically with or without the church. Uncle Willie got to bury you when you die. And I know what you leave in your will, but these people don't obey the wills. Now, you're going to have Uncle Ruckus bury you, Chris, even though you
not for Boondocks.
The one big eye. Hold on, like,
I was
that
turned on to
nigga.
that. I was turned on to that today.
Gotta respect.
What is it? Boondocks?
Boondock, Uncle Ruckus.
Okay.
That
Chris, you may
that
have-
little Negro over there. That nigga over there. You gotta respect the man.
Chris, he sound like you. Now, Crane, do you know Uncle Ruckles?
Mm-hmm.
Well, why y'all didn't tell me about him?
Well, we thought you knew it. It's been
I'm
out
surprised
for a
you didn't
long
know.
time.
Be knowing these people, but he sure right. He sure right. So
Uncle
let's
Ruckus with the
not
big eye.
be so quick. And I know where we want to go. I wanted to go. That should be not so quick to judge the church, criticize the church because we need them. Tell me, all right, and we close. Queen, tell me about your last appointment at your OBY. What is it called?
That's when I took you.
Did,
No, I didn't go that time. Am I your baby papa?
Wait a minute.
He said, wait a minute. To
Is
be
there an announcement?
continued.
No, run that back.
I
no,
ain't
we
trying to
still
mess
out.
nobody. Huh?
Stir the pot. It's hot. It's hot, y'all.
Coming in hot.
Let's talk about these politicians.
I'm Chris. I'm going ahead and give you your last word, and then it'll be Chris.
Gonna give me the last word. All right. So do not. No, I'm be serious. Like, why do we judge others when we not shall judge ourselves? You look at broken fragments when your own mirror is shattered. Stop judging people, y'all.
Queen, you got anything for the listeners and the watchers?
Stop hiding
Watch her pulling that hair. That's a sign.
behind the mask. Stop hiding behind the mask. Take off the mask and get in reality and be real with yourself. And stop trying to judge other people what they're doing. And when you open your closet or your door, it's so many skeletons about to fall out.
Now, how many skeletons you got in there?
Including you. 1, 2.
Wait a minute.
I'm trying to get in the closet.
Apparently you fell out the closet.
What you had to say?
You want to go head to head, toe to toe?
Oh man.
No, there ain't no old man. It sounds like a church. You in church now?
Oh, Jesus, Lord, my Savior.
Oh.
What about the people speaking in tongues?
I ain't against none of that. I ain't making mockery of that. What about the people cussing?
Let them cuss.
Like you in there too.
Well,
No,
baby.
so let them cook. Okay?
No, I'm
You
just
have-
playing, I'm just playing,
I
I'm
got
just
church
playing.
friends watching this.
So what you got to say? So what you got to say for the people that's listening and watching as we get ready to close, brother?
Believest thou me?
Believest thou me?
I understand. Tonight has been provoking because it makes us think, people. And I think that's what we have done collectively tonight, is to make people think, how much spirituality can I get on Sunday morning, one day of the week versus 7 days?
7 days a week. Yep.
And if you ain't getting the juice, but on Sunday, you don't have the juice.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Watch now.
Watch out now.
Ooh.
Now, on the side of that, we're not criticizing, like Chris said, how you do what you do and how you manage your life.
Mm-hmm.
And not one time have we really disclosed who we are associated with, because most of us don't like to connect ourselves to a group or society or anything. If you want to ruffle the feather of people of colors, all you got to do is talk. All you have to do is simply talk about their political view, Democrat, Republican, and they can care less, long as it's associated with.
Yeah.
Do you understand it?
Yeah.
It's the same way we do in church. The preacher, these people kill you. You talk about their preaching.
I got you. Just like the people get pissed off in England when we talk about the Queen.
Yeah, I argue with people all the time as to my political views, but I don't say nothing about you when you go to your church on Sunday morning. And what Chris Leck was saying was the difference is non-denomination, Baptist, Catholic, Methodist, Pentecostal, Apostolic. Y'all haven't never said to me, Baker, what is your persuasion in religion?
Baker?
I'll tell you, but you ain't gonna judge me. See, y'all don't know. I'm totally, and most of them don't understand, I'm apostolic to the bone.
To the bone, y'all.
I'm apostolic. That's just my faith. That's my strong belief. And most of the time, I don't traverse into areas where I'm not heavily convicted. And I hang around that group. And you have to be very careful. Like Chris was saying, you go to this church in the city, it's mega church. And in that church, you got apostolic, you got Baptist, Catholic, Methodist, Pentecost, because all of us have to have, and it ain't my comfort zone, we have this shell to run to for safety. And we feel good about going to Deepwood.
Lakewood, yep.
Because nobody know me there. I can go there and
what he
sit
just
down.
said.
I know.
Am I right, Chris? I can go there. I say this because we're close. You can go to Deepwood and you can be a homosexual and ain't nobody gonna know. You can be a lesbian and go to Deepwood. And you can be a trisexual, a LBG, A, B, C,
D, E, F, G,
F, G,
because
H,
nobody
I,
knows. You can go to Deepwood and put $100 or $100 million. Well, you may raise some eyebrows putting $100 million. He may want to talk to you now.
Yeah, he don't want to put hands.
And if you tell him you're running like some dope, he may say, "Now look here, mind your business." I know how the game works.
Hashtag Deepwood.
Okay. So as I've always stated, hey, you could have been any other podcast listened to. Thank you for watching, listening, and you can always catch us live every Friday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on our YouTube channel, but also too catch us also on all podcast platforms from iHeartRadio to Pandora to Spotify to all those channels. Hey, but check us out. Make sure you subscribe to those channels to show some support and give us some support. Hey, but as I've always stated, don't be bitter, be better, and then guess what? Then you execute. This is the one and only, the ASSIEM, Jasim, and of course, all of my great hosts on this great topic. We see you in the next episode with a big old surprise that's coming. Peace out.
It's coming.
You've been listening to In the Trenches. Real, raw, plain speak without all the political correctness. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, rate, and review. And we'll be back soon. But in the meantime, reach out to TS&F Consultant and Management on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So long for now from In the Trenches.